Hey everyone, welcome back to Aurelion City once more with another great episode. Finally, we're up to episode 5 now. Today we're working on the true infrastructure of the town of Springmount, the neighborhoods, and the first official high school of the town. I just really wanted to get this over with. Well, it was about time to conquer this part of the town because we haven't done this yet, so I just had to get it done. So I'm happy how everything came out. So I'm happy we are at 9 subscribers right now. I know it's pretty low, but the goal here is to get to 100. I just really want this to really spark out in a way, if you will. I just want this to be viral in a way for just the game itself, City Skylines, and I just want a lot of people to discover this channel and truly see what amazing content I'm capable of. So far we're doing alright for the first 5 episodes of my first series, but it's going alright. It's better than nothing. Something is always better than nothing, we shall say. Alright, let's get to what I'm actually doing here. So we're working on this main parking lot of Springmount, the main high school. We're just working on this main lot here for the buses of the school. I just wanted to make a separate lot, a different lot, if you will, from the main parking lot of the high school. I just want a separate lot for the buses. It would just not make any sense if everything was just collided and clustered together all in one. I just wanted to have its separate district, and I put those decals there only saying only bus. So that looks really nice, and I'm just trying to put a border around this parking lot bus area. Can't speak. Just working on these fences here, just trying to finish things up, polish things up. I ended up putting these yellow lines around the perimeter of the parking lot because it just looks nice. It just separates everything else from that lot. So I'm just happy, and especially when you zoom out from the map, it just looks really good. So I'm happy with that. So this school, I like the perspective of it. I chose this building that I plopped earlier on this episode before it that I got to this part that I'm speaking right now. I'm just clarifying what I did in the past. First, I just chose this building because it looks nice. It looks a bit modern. I said in previous episodes that some things in this town have been recently updated, and this town overall is pretty old, and there's a pretty decent backstory to it. So I just wanted to make this school a little pop out a little more. You see these buses I'm plopping down right now have a really a new tone to it compared to everything else. Well, except the main street though, that is actually pretty recently renovated, but I just wanted to go with a new feeling here. So I am plopping down these decals. They're from King Leno. I just absolutely love what this guy makes in the workshop over past few years, since I don't know, since in a long time. So I'm really happy how this turns out, and we are just working on this perimeter here of the park, just trying to make everything look nice, and just trying to make everything just come all together pretty much. So I'm moving the building a little bit. I wanted to make it a little symmetrical to the actual baseball field that we're later gonna make. So that's what I ended up putting as the thumbnail. I'm really happy how that turned out, and just a small change to the thumbnails of the series, I decided to. I talked to my friend lately, like he's kind of my coach for this series, and he has been saying to me like I should make my thumbnails a little bit more contrasty and more colorful in a way. I tried achieving that for this episode's thumbnail, so I hope that looks a bit better. I'm kind of new at all this YouTube stuff type of thing, so I hope that just clears things up a little bit, and obviously when you're looking at the thumbnail it pops out and you actually want to click on it. That's the actual goal of the episode, so yeah. I think it looks nice. I just toned up the brightness a little bit and the contrast, so I'm happy how that looks. Well, I just want some feedback from you guys from that recent change. I just want to see if everything just looks better overall. So alright, we are finally up to the baseball field of the Springmount High School. I'm really happy how this turned out with the fences all around, and I'm trying to like basically make a perimeter for this baseball field. I didn't want the baseball field just to, like, if you will, like blend into the rest of the school, but I just wanted like this whole field to kind of have its separate district. I wanted to make it a little rundown, a little outdated. I just didn't want it to like look new. I just want, like, the school is new. The school has been recently renovated. Let's say like the parking lot is the same and the field is the same, but the school is the only thing that changed since, quote unquote, this town was renovated. So now we are just popping a couple cars. Finally, I talked about this last episode, this new car packs that I got. I hope the color is very accurate to realistic cars, because the old cars that I was putting before was over contrasty, over colored. It was like bright colors. It just didn't make sense. So I'm just really happy how this turned out, and especially when you zoom out from the map, it just looks really realistic. That's the thing we're trying to go here. I'm just putting some handicap parking spots because of course that's needed. So I'm really happy how that turned out. From recent episodes, I'm really happy how I like changed the format of putting these parking spots and putting parking actual functional parking lots that actually cars park. And I hope it's a big upgrade on it's a little bit easier on the prop count since I'm putting a bunch of things down. So yeah. All right, here we are back again to the live portion of today's episode. I'm just trying to detail these neighborhoods up. First, I was trying to decide what I was planning to do if I should like put fences and stuff like that around the lots. I know there's a prop limit in this game. I shouldn't get like too crazy with props in this series. Overall, the series is a pretty mediocre one in terms of scale. Like, I'm not trying to like make after these mini projects in the start of this series make it like a huge mega suburban area that is like, I don't know, like 1/4 of the map. Like the idea for this Downtown Aurelion city, if you will, that is going to be the main city of this series. I'm just trying to make like a small portion, so I'm not gonna go crazy with props. The areas obviously that I'm gonna go crazy with props are these small towns and these small projects. So yeah, of course. So right now we're just tweaking these small roundabouts here. Well, it's not roundabouts, like a corner of the street, like a dead end. You saw me through the time lapse there, how I came up with this strategy of making these end lots ending up with a circle like that. It's very subtle and it looks really good when you zoom out. So I'm really happy how that looks. It took me a while to tweak this perfectly because it was super hard to like get the layers of the proppable asphalt to get it perfectly under these roads, because technically you have to make a rounded road, adjust it how you want it to a perfect circle, then color the inside of the road. I don't think that's a very crucial component to this, like painting, but I guess it does. I don't know. I saw a tutorial on this on YouTube about doing this type of stuff. It turned out nice. I put the decals, the large decal footprints over this circle. I don't even know what these are called. So unprofessional of me. I don't even know what these are called, but okay. I don't know. Let's call it the end street roundabout, whatever. This is a common thing in the U.S. and especially I do live in the U.S. if you don't know, and I don't know what these things are called. So I don't know. Later throughout this episode, I'll just like research this, and man, what a slap on the neck. I didn't even know what these were called. But okay, enough of me just jabbering about things, but just let's get back to the detailing here. I was placing down these like low end fences. They had like a nice texture to it, but I was like, they're colliding with the mailbox here, and I just didn't like how they look, because the overall like theme here is to go with simple fences. Obviously each like item or prop of the fence has to be pretty decently long. It can't be short. Well, it's just all the props are gonna add up, obviously, to the end of the series. So every prop matters that I place down, because that for the end result will give me more detailing opportunities, especially for the main city, especially like the mall areas or the parks or like some corners of the downtown. Like, I need those extra props. So here I'm just trying my best just to avoid putting a load of props, because I'm a detail freak, you know. Like, look at me right now. I'm trying to like spend like 5 minutes on like one house, just like putting a bunch of fences down. I know it's a bit tedious, but it's the thing I love about this game. It's like you can do so much in like such a little area, and that area will just look great overall. So I'm really happy how this turns out. So basically for this town, future news or progress for this town. We're sadly gonna come to an end eventually for this town. So stay tuned for next episode. It may be the last episode for this town, and we're finally moving on to our next project of this series. So I say to you all, stay tuned for that one. It's gonna be a special one. I'm not gonna say too much because I really don't know what the next one's gonna be. So yeah. Okay, now we're working on the high school here and just putting a bunch of bikes down. Like, obviously in a town like this, people don't use their car too much. Obviously you're looking at the town when I zoom out, and there's barely no cars like commuting to different places, because this is not a town about like using your car a lot and stuff like that. Obviously, like, I put the parking lot of the school just full of cars and stuff, and it doesn't really make sense what I'm saying here, but obviously this is a pretty decent town. It's a pretty big population. I've been having a couple problems lately with the population stuff. Like, there should be like a couple thousand of people living in this town, but I don't know. I'm trying to resolve that problem, or it's just for this town. Don't really want to talk about it. It just has been a thing that has been bugging me a lot lately for this week. Just trying to get this episode done and be done with this town, because it's just have been giving me so many problems with the populations. Like, come on, like, I don't know what the problem is. Like, I installed this new mod called Rico. It's like on the bottom right. It kind of has like a stack of money, stack of coins. It's near the magnifying glass. And what it basically does, like, it allows you to prop buildings in this game, and they won't despawn. Like, previously, I just had, like, find it and prop the Growables mod, which, like, allows you to prop buildings around the map. But I didn't know, like, at the time when I knew about this game, like, Rico was up and running and it was working alright, but like the developer didn't like decide to like update the mod Rico, so it just didn't work. It was causing problems, and then I just ended up starting this series without getting that mod, and it caused a couple of problems, especially with the population there. You just see that population of 169, and then like, damn, that doesn't make sense. And there's obviously like there's no moving cars, because I started this town originally without that mod. So all the buildings that are plopped down, my bad, can't speak again. So where were we? Yes, about the mod Rico. So basically all the buildings that are plopped down were like, I don't know, some of them don't like quote unquote like work with the actual mod, so that's what causes the problems with the mod, and there's no movement of cars and stuff. So that's why I'm trying to like trick people to like, oh yeah, a lot of people use a lot of bikes in this town, you know? People don't commute by car. But it's true, every town in this game, people need to commute by car. There's like no other alternative. Like, people of course use train, but that's for long distance. Like, people don't use like a plane or a train just to travel to their house or to their school. Obviously people use bikes in this game, but not as much as cars. So yeah. Alright, enough talking about problems with this game. It's just enough of it by this time. We are finally working with the planters here for the school. I'm really happy how this turned out. I just wanted to give it a little look here. I wanted to give a little gap behind this gas station, because obviously there's going to be like an outback to that gas station. There's obviously a garage there. I'm not just going to put like a planter that extends all the way to the wall of that building, the gas station. It's not gonna look good. So I just gave it a little gap, and I'm just putting down these like nice shrub cluster. Can't really read that, but I think I'm right. Shrub clusters. I just love the contrast of these small little bushes, and then I use this large green. Such a weird name, but alright. But I'm just really happy how that looks, and then I skipped that part there, just, I don't know, placing all these tables, because these are actual, like, functional tables in the game that actual, like, people are gonna sit and actually, like, eat and stuff. It actually looks really cool. It's part of the PPG, People Parking collection. You can find it on the Steam Workshop. It's a really cool asset. It's not technically a prop. It's more of an asset, I think. I don't know. But, yeah. I'm just trying to get this nice angle here with the fences all aligned up, and it looks nice. Obviously, like, in a future episode, we're gonna detail that back lot. It'll just look nicer with, like, I don't know, like, overgrown grass and a couple boxes and a forklifter there. And also we have to obviously detail that fire station. That's for the future. This episode is just for the main neighborhoods, which is the main structure of this town. And we got that done with. And I'm now working on the second planter here for the high school. Like, obviously the parking lot needed to have, like, a little different planter aside from the parking lot, because, like, it just doesn't look well. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look realistic, because you look at that empty lot, and then you see the path there just ending like that, and it just doesn't look realistic. There has to be, like, a nice finish to that path. So I just end up putting, like, a nice, I put a bunch of planters. These planters are also made by King Leno. This guy is, like, the dominant, like, asset / prop creator for this game. It's absolutely amazing what this guy does. Look at the detail, the freaking detail of these props. It's, like, unbelievably insane. Like, I would love to do something like this for the community, like, make my own props and stuff, but I don't know shit about, like, the program and stuff, so it doesn't make sense to me at all in my eyes. So I'm really happy there's, like, people out there willing to put in the time and effort into making these beautiful props and assets, especially this school. Like, someone actually, like, made this whole thing, and, like, actually, like, took the time to get the textures and the coloring, and that building by itself just, like, probably took hours to make. So whoever made that, I say thanks. Like, I couldn't find, like, another perfect school for this area. It just looks nice. This overall school property, like, build, just looks fantastic. You have the little circular benches there with the nice tree in the middle. It just looks nice, you know, like, I just imagine my high school life, like, oh, like, you just sit in those roundabout chairs, and then you, like, sit next to someone, and it's like, oh, there you go, you start your day off by meeting someone that you don't even know. So that's why it's good to include that. And now we're getting to my favorite part here, is finally putting these stadium lights, also made by King Leno. I thank you a lot, my friend. Just look at these posts. It just looks unbelievably amazing. So this is a wrap up for this episode. I say thanks to all of you that got this far into the episode. Trust me, my episodes are really good. You should see the whole thing to the end. So I say thank you all for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.